Okay, so good evening, guys. So let us continue our Kubernetes session. So today we will be continuing with our Kubernetes day 4 session, right? In the last session, right, we had understood about the Kubernetes architecture as well as we started with the installation, right? But the thing is that we face some problem or some issue while installing the Kubernetes. At the very initial stage itself, we found a issue actually. So like today, what we'll do, we'll try to continue the installation of the Kubernetes again. Okay. So as I discussed right in the last class, right, Kubernetes expectation, the minimum expectation, hardware expectation that it requires 2 virtual CPUs and 4 GB of RAM. This is the minimum, right? So if you're going for your AWS, so I would recommend all of you to go with the T2.medium or T2.large. This is the best. If you go with the T2.large or X large, right? I mean, your system will be very much faster. If you go to with the T2.medium, okay, fine. You can still practice the whole Kubernetes in T2.medium. So T2.medium, if I'm not wrong, T2.medium, if you go with the T2.medium, it means that so for practicing your complete Kubernetes in AWS, right, in AWS cloud, so you need minimum 3 servers actually. You need 3 servers. So in that one will be the master, and the other 2 nodes will be working nodes or will be worker nodes. One second, Praveen. Yeah, sorry, somebody had come. So one node is a master and other 2 are worker nodes. So that would be your configuration, right? So if you're choosing T2.medium, fine, you can play around with the entire practicing Kubernetes in T2.medium itself. If I'm not wrong, T2.medium will like each server, each machine will be charged I think 4 rupees per hour, if I'm not wrong. So if you go to the Google, and if you go to T2.medium, MEIDM, medium pricing. So here you'll get, so here you'll get T2.medium, right? 0.464. It's almost equivalent to 4 rupees actually. So if you copy it in INR, so how much? 3.83. It means that 4 rupees per machine, 1 hour. So if you're practicing for 1 hour with 3 machines or with 3 servers, it will just merely cost you 12 rupees per hour with 3 machines. So this is fair enough, man. Right? If you're practicing for 2 hours, you'll hardly be spending 24 rupees, man. So it is worth actually. So 2 hours would be worth for you to always practice. 2 hours. Still, you say sir, like I want to reduce it. No problem, sir. You can have with 1 master with 1 node only. You don't need 2 nodes at all. Not required. Okay, only 1 node only I plan. But there are some things are there when I'm explaining about a little bit about on Kubernetes, right? There are many things where you need to learn the concept variables. You need to have minimum 2 nodes. So under that case, yeah, we can allocate 1 more node, and we can add that new node into the running cluster, and then we can practice the other features what we'll see in the Kubernetes. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell that you can play around with only 1 node, 1 master node, or 1 node actually, or else with the 2. Better I would say that you practice always with the 1 master with 1 node initially. Whenever I'm coming with some concepts where you need 2 nodes, at that time you can allocate 1 more node. You can allocate 1 more node. Similarly, what happened in your Azure account? So I would request you to go with the B2 servers actually. B2 server. Okay. B2 is also same thing, 2 virtual core CPU, 8 GB of RAM memory. That is the configuration of B2 in case of Azure actually. Okay. So what we'll be doing here will be, because I have a free tier account in AWS, even I have free tier account in Azure also, I can show you in Azure also. So where I will go with the assigning some 3 servers. One will be the master node and other 2 will be the worker node. So I can go with the T2.large also, but T2.large is nothing but it is 8 rupees per hour in the per machine, right? So if you go for T2.large and if you're allocating 3 servers, so 1 hour it will be around 24 rupees, right? So 24 rupees you'll be spending on T2.large, but okay, that is fine. If you want to compromise the speed or something, or you can still practice at T2.medium. So whoever is watching this video, right, please go with the T2.medium. Don't go with the T2.micro. T2.micro is very slow and it will not work. Basically, while configuring the Kubeadm, right, the master node, Kubeadm, if you're configuring the T2.micro, it will never work. So forget about learning any class of, you cannot install the Kubernetes on the T2.micro. So there is no use of to allocate T2.micro and install, go ahead with installation, it will fail actually. Clear? Praveen, any doubts you have here?
No.
Okay. So now what we will do now, we will go ahead with the Kubernetes installation. So the best way of installing the Kubernetes is not but using Kubeadm. Kubeadm is a best practice. So whenever you're having a on-premises, or even whenever you're having some servers in a cloud environment, let it be Azure, let it be AWS, or let it just be. Suppose you want to configure a multi-node cluster, a multi-node Kubernetes cluster, then you should always go with the Kubeadm method. So Kubeadm, you can even install the you can install the Kubernetes either in on-premises, means that if you're having your virtual machine servers, everything in your local, okay, right, in your laptop only you have installed the VMware or Sun virtual box and you have created 3 virtual machine, right? You can even install the Kubernetes there also, right? Or you can install it in cloud environment. Like same thing, like for example, if you go to AWS, allocate 3 EC2 instance and then like start installing complete configuring everything Kubernetes using Kubeadm. So Kubeadm is a method actually. So most of the companies, they follow the Kubeadm method. So now, so what we are going to do here, like we will be installing the Kubernetes now. So for that I need 3 servers. So let me do one thing. Let me go to my AWS account. So I'll go with the console.aws. So this is my console. So I'll go to the console. So let me try to log into my account. Okay, I think there is some spelling mistake. Okay, sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay, is it actually? Okay, so I'll go with the EC2 service. So you have to go to the service all, right? And you could see that here your rank is 2. Or else if you're not finding, just say EC2 here, like this. So you'll get this service name, right? So click on this service. So it will take you to the page where you can launch an instance. So you can go here. We can either go and launch here, or else you can go here itself. So I'll go to the instances. I would see that is there any instances running? No, nothing is there. So let me do think. Let me launch some 3 instance. So I will go with this itself, T2.medium. So and I will take 3 servers. So what I will do, I'll go here. I will go to the launch instance, and then say launch instance. Here, give the any kind of a tag or name. Don't give now as of now because I will assign it later. Come down here, you have a Ubuntu. So it means that you will be going with the Ubuntu. You can go with anything. Either you can go with the Red Hat or Ubuntu or SUSE or CentOS, right? You can go with anything, but right now I'm not going with the other things. So I'll be going for the Ubuntu itself. So click on the Ubuntu. Now, if you remember in the last session, right, I choose the Ubuntu, but I had chosen the older version, like 20.04. So in the 24.04 itself, we found the issue actually, because when we are installing some, like Kubeadm certificates, particularly the Google's cloud, something Google's certificate when we installed, right, it was not working properly because when we added to your app repo list, right, at that time it was throwing an error. So what I found that this particular version, Ubuntu Server 24.04, is having some issue. So rather than going with the old version, you please choose with the newer latest version only. So I'm going with the latest 22.04. So this is the latest one which is reflecting, and it is also under the free trial eligible. So you can go with this. With this, actually, you will not face the issue. So whatever the last time when we were trying to install the Kubernetes, right? So we did everything in here, and here this is what in this Ubuntu 20.04 we were facing the issue. Please don't go with this. Go with this actually. That is all about it. Okay, because I went through a lot of other articles and all. In some articles they had mentioned that if you are going with this version 20.04, you might face the issue. You might face the issue or you might not. Sometimes they say that you will not face that issue. Smoothly it will go, but when we don't want to take a chance, we'll go with the latest version. So I'm choosing the Ubuntu 22.04 only. Okay, I am Ubuntu 20.0. Come down here.
In last class we used 20.404.
Yes, we use this one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we have to go this. Okay. So now coming down here, you have to go with the T2 dot medium. That's what I would say, that I would suggest you that go with the T2 dot medium actually. So where is the T2 dot medium? You can go with the T2 dot large also. See here in T2 dot large, you're getting 2 virtual CPU, but 8 GB of memory you'll get. But here you're getting 2 virtual CPU with a 4 GB. This is a minimum requirement for a Kubernetes to install. So you can either go with this, or some people will go with the T2.x large, which is 4 virtual CPU, 16 GB of memory. So this will be a little bit higher configuration, and the price is also will be more, I think. Okay, 0.185, It means that almost near to like 9 rupees or 9.5, 9 rupees 50 paisa.
16, I think.
16, okay, something like. Yeah, 1.18 USD. So this will be a little bit costly, right? But still you can go with this, but why you have to waste money, right? So either you can go with the T2 dot large or T2 dot medium. So I'll go with the T2 dot medium. So click on the T2 dot medium. So this is the instance type you need to always select, right? This or above this, don't go below this. Okay, and then come over here. We already created a key pair last class, right? So that K8S, this is the key pair I'll be using. And if you come down here, I will be choosing the existing security group. So click on here. I'll go with this security group. Fine. Come over here. It is saying that this is the configuration. Okay, fine. How many servers you need? Like this, you need 3 servers. So just give it 3 servers. Okay. And any other things? Nothing. So that's all. Just go with the launch instance. So come down here and you could see that you can just say your launch. Okay, so let it come up. So meanwhile, we can give the name actually. So let me give as a master node, or you can just say master, just say master node. Yeah. And this one, I will give the name as worker node 1 actually. And this one as worker node 2. So, but guys, when you are practicing, right, don't go with 3 nodes, just go with the 2 nodes. One is a master node, other is a worker node 1. Like that you go through. Okay. Don't go with 3 servers, because some of the things you might not need 2 nodes. One node is enough. So with the 2 servers, you can little bit, you can practice it, whatever we will be teaching you. And whenever we need some stuffs, when I'm teaching where we need 2 nodes, so add 1 more node, right? So that would be fine. But while adding a new node, actually, then you need to follow the whole step of installing everything. So that will be a little bit pain, one-time pain, but that is fine. Okay, so that's all. Now, so all these three servers have come up. So now what I will do that I will try to log in all these three servers. So select this master node. So copy this public IP. Okay, go to your download section. So this is my download where I am having a putty. So if you click on this, you could see that already I have created one session here, Ubuntu at the rate. So I'll just click on this and I'll just load it and I'll give the public IP. So just paste this and open. Accept it. So you're able to log into your master node. So this is a master node, right? Similarly, go here, go to a worker node 1, copy the public IP, go to your downloads where you have putty session, click on it. So Ubuntu, just click on this and load it, and then just to give this IP address. So this is the worker node 1, right? So this is the worker node 1, and the IP address 54.167.22.166. That's what I have copied here actually. So I copied it and also open it. Accept the connections, and then like you'll be able to log into the worker node. So this is the worker node 1. Similarly, I'll go with the worker node 2. Correct. So this is the public IP. Go to the downloads directory, open the putty, load this Ubuntu, give the public IP, and just open it. Accept the connection. So here, guys, you have logged into all the three servers. This is the master node, first one. This is the worker node 1, and this is the worker node 2. Right? This is worker node. So I'll go into the master node. So this is the master node, right? So now, whenever you are installing the Kubernetes, right, always you need to install through Kubeadm method. So Kubeadm method you need to use to install it, and you need to always follow the official document for installing Kubernetes. And we are installing the version V1.27. So this is the latest Kubernetes version. So always practice everything in the latest version only. Of course, you can practice in V1.24, or in some companies, like they'll be using very older version like V1.16, V1.19, V1.20, like that. Some different versions, people will be working, but I would recommend now, because you are learning now, so you learn all the concepts in the newer version only. Okay, so now,
Okay, in versions only installation methods are changed, or else any major changes about
no, nothing.
commands or-
Like from the V.124 onwards, that's what I said in the last class. Here there is a slight change in the installation step. Slight change in installation step. So because, as I said, right, earlier, whenever the Kubernetes want to communicate with the Docker container, right, there has to be some kind of a container runtime interface, CRI. We call it the container runtime interface. This has to be supposed to be created by the Docker community itself, but Docker said that we will not do it. Why we have to do it, right? So Kubernetes was managing the container runtime interface. Later, what happened? Kubernetes said that Kubernetes told to the Docker community that we will not maintain this runtime environment, because to make it the Kubernetes to communicate with the Docker. So what Kubernetes did that? Kubernetes, they created some kind of a CHIM interface actually. So with the CHIM interface, what happened, right? They were able to communicate to the Docker container. That is what they did it. It means that whatever this runtime interface which they created, right? The Kubernetes managed that with the help of a CHIM interface actually. So this was solely maintained by the Kubernetes community only. So what later, like 2 years back, what Kubernetes did that, Kubernetes told to the Docker community that we will not be supporting this CRI interface now. So without this CRI interface, the Kubernetes cannot communicate with any container technology. Like Kubernetes cannot communicate with the Docker, Kubernetes cannot communicate with the containerd, Kubernetes cannot communicate with the Rocket container. You take any container technologies, without this CRI interface, the Kubernetes cannot communicate at all with that particular container technology. So earlier Kubernetes itself, because Kubernetes knew that Docker was very famous, people were using Docker. So Kubernetes itself had created this interface, which they call the shim interface. Fine, but later what happened, right? The popularity of the Kubernetes become more than more than Docker. Now Docker community start thinking that why we need to give the support of this. This actually it has to be maintained by the Docker community only, no? But again, what happened that the Kubernetes told to the Docker community that, see, boss, we will not be, this is a kind of a special interface, right? Which we are designing and we have, we have designed for communicating. Now we will not be supporting this anymore. It means that we will stop developing or supporting the SIM interface, whatever we have created. If you want to be in a market or if you want to be under the Kubernetes cluster, you create the CRI container interface by your own, so that the Kubernetes can communicate. So that's the reason what happened, right? Kubernetes said that we will be supporting up to V1.24. Means from V.24 onwards, means version 1.24, we will not support this shim interface. You only have to come up with the CRI, container runtime interface. That's what the Kubernetes has told to the Docker community. But again, what happened? Docker community didn't do it. So Docker community was, the Docker was actually took care of by a company by Mirantes. So now the Mirantes started implementing the CRI container runtime. It started developing it now. So it means that now from V.124 onwards, from V.21 or above V.24, from or above, means now latest we are having V.1.27, V1.27. Without this CRI interface, the Kubernetes cannot communicate to the Docker container. That is very clear. Even if you're installing V1.24 also, you need this CRI interface. And this CRI interface, who is giving? Mirantes is a company who is giving actually. Now, with this CRI interface which the Mirantes is giving, if you install the CRI interface, now the Kubernetes will communicate with the Docker. So still Docker is very famous because it still people in the company, still Docker are being used by many organizations. Right. So Kubernetes really, they don't want to really, they don't want to really get relief from this Docker container, because still many companies are using this Kubernetes projects based on the Docker container. Of course, there are many other container technologies. Slowly, though, those are also coming up, but still Docker is still having a market. So hence what happened, but again, what happened that because Kubernetes is Kubernetes community, like the CNCF and the Linux foundations, right? Those are so busy that they cannot maintain one more interface. So that's the reason they requested the Docker community to maintain it, but they are not listening. So Mirantes finally did it. So this is what it is, right? So now, if in your company, if you are using any kind of a Kubernetes cluster, which the version is below 1.24, then you don't need it at all. So directly that Kubernetes version will support for Docker. But if you have upgraded your cluster, suppose you are using V1.20. Now tomorrow you are saying, sir, we have a requirement in our company that we need to upgrade our Kubernetes to V1.27. Yeah, you can upgrade it, but yeah, you also please install the CRI also. This is some extra special thing you need to take care. Right, whoever is managing the Kubernetes cluster or whoever is the administrator of the Kubernetes, right, he has to manage this single piece of this one. So that is what we'll be learning today, how to install this one, and it is very pretty simple. Correct? So any doubts till here?
No.
Okay. Now, so what we are going to do, we are going to install with the Kubeadm method. Good. Now, what we are going to do that? So simple. Go to the Google and just say Kubeadm installation. So always, as I said, right, you'll get multiple articles. You'll get a lot of people have written good articles, but I would not suggest you to go with other. I mean, you can go with other articles also. I'm not saying, but you just for comparison or just to see like how those articles are, you can go to other articles. But I would always say that go always with the official document itself. Like here you're having you can see that installing Kubeadm. So you have Kubernetes.io. This is the official website. So please go through this site only. So you just open this documentation. So what he says here he said that Kubeadm Okay, you can create a Kubeadm cluster using the Kubeadm actually. Okay, so before you begin, what are the prerequisites you should have? You said that you should have a compatible Linux host. Yeah, we are having a Ubuntu Linux. This is the compatible itself. Okay, the Kubernetes project provides a generic instruction for Linux distribution based on the Debian or Red Hat. Okay, we are using Debian, which is the Ubuntu service we are using, right? And what are the minimum required? So 2 GB of RAM memory and 2 CPU are required. Anyhow, we have this configuration, right? Because we have chosen T.medium. Okay, fine. Now, if you come down here and you say that please even disable swap region. Okay, and also is giving, for example, if you want to disable swap region, you can execute this command, swap off -a. So I can just copy this command and I can go here and I can execute this command here, like sudo swap off -a. It means that you are actually disabling the swap area. If I execute the free -m command, can you see the swap area? Now it is 0, 0. Earlier it could be some value. Now you have completely disabled the region. If I say swap on, sudo swap on, okay, and then again execute free -m. Let me check. Yeah, still it is 0 only. So means while or else let me check in other node. This is a worker node 1. So if I execute, okay, anyhow the swap is disabled, but assume that the swap is having some memory or swap is given some swap area or some swap memories provided. You need to always switch off the swap memory. So for switching off the swap memory, you should always do the command sudo swap off -e, right? So that's what. So now we are coming back here. Okay, you say that if a swap is enabled, please switch off the swap area. So for switching off, you have to say sudo swap off -a. It will disable the swapping memory. Okay, come down here. You see that, okay, verify the MAC node and everything. You need to have this. It means that the networking should be enabled, right? And other things. Okay, come down, check whether the network adapter is working or not. Fine, good. So what are the required ports? So they're asking that you need to open some required ports so that your Kubernetes cluster can communicate each other. It means that whenever the communication should happen, some ports need to be opened actually. So to check that which are all the ports which has to be opened, you have to go with this required port. See, if you highlight whatever the highlight, right? I'm just clicking on it. I'm just checking. So you could see that these are all the ports which it is expecting it to be opened. But since we are using our own security groups, here what happened in our security groups, we have already opened everything. It means that we have opened all public or any kind of IP address can be accessed from the outside world, or even any port will be open always. So in that case, what happened that we need not to really worry about these ports, right? But in the real time, if you go to the companies, yes, they'll be only opening these ports only, not all. They won't open all the ports, right? Only these ports, whatever they give, that port only will be enabled or it will be opened actually. So that is also one of the work of the Kubernetes administrator, that he need to take care of opening only those ports which are required for the Kubernetes cluster. Rest all other ports he will not open. But here in our case, because since we are practicing and we are learning Kubernetes, so it's fine that in my security groups, right, I can enable all the port to be opened like that. Okay, but because we are not really worried or concerned about the security, because we are doing it locally in our this one in our AWS account, right? So I did not to really bother. I mean,
Yeah,
if
we
my
give
machine,
all access.
yeah, all if suppose assume that my system is getting hacked also, I'm not really bothered actually.
Yeah.
So that is fine. Okay. So, but in the real industry, it doesn't happen. You need to open the same ports, whichever it is provided here. Okay,
Yeah.
fine, good. So let me not go with this page. So I'll close this page. So he's mentioned that what are the required ports. Okay. Now the next is that what he's saying. He's saying that installing a container runtime. Now he's saying that you please install a container runtime. So container run means CRI container runtime. So that's what I said in the notes that. So he's expecting you to install the CRI container runtime. You can install the CRI runtime, but it is always better to first install some container technology and then install the CRI. So here he say that container runtime. So to run container pods, Kubernetes uses some container runtime. So before you run the CRI, you need to install the container runtime. So it means that you can open this container runtime like this, and you could see that container runtime. What are the things which which your Kubernetes is supporting? It is supporting the container D. It is supporting the CRI. It is supporting the Docker, as well as it is supporting the Mirantas container runtime. So Meritas is not, it is an official. You can get the enterprise container, enterprise container so that you can install the Kubernetes also, but that will be a paid charge actually. So don't go with this. You can go with the Docker because Docker is an open source. So it is free of cost. You need not to pay any money. You can even try out with the Containerd or CRI. That we will see later after some point of time, how we can even manage with the Containerd or CRI like that. But right now I'm going with the Docker. So what it says that actually that you need to install some container runtime. Okay. So if you go to it, so steps for installing Kubernetes cluster or Kubernetes using the Kubeadm method. And we are installing for the version V1.27 latest version. Correct? So this is what it is. We will be, yeah. Correct? Now, the first step is that actually he is expecting you to install the Docker in all the nodes actually. Means in all the nodes, all the 3 nodes actually. Right? Worker, master node, right? Like everything, right? So here we are having 3 servers, right? So here we are having these 3 machines. Master node, worker, and worker 2. Okay, all these 3 machines, the Docker need to be installed, right? And we have seen that how to install a Docker. It is very simple. So you have one script as a get a Docker script, right? For Ubuntu, you have this. So if you go to the Docker install script, see get.docker.com. This is a site where you'll get the steps actually. So if you go to the steps, here he has given the clear instruction that download the script, cat and install the script actually. Okay, fine. I'll go with this command, copy it. Now guys, before you're executing anything, you can even install all the steps using your normal user account Ubuntu itself, but I would prefer you to go with switch to the root user and execute all the steps. So to switch to the root user, you have to just sudo -i. So
First to swap off. Okay.
Yeah, swap off is not required. Anyhow, it is 00. It's showing as 00.
Okay.
So here in this server, but whereas if you're installing your own machines and all using the VMware or if you are allocating some other server where the swap is already enabled and all, there you have to go and disable swap.
Okay.
But here already the swap is not enabled at all. If you go to any server, if you go here and if you execute the free-m command, still you could see that swap is 0 on it. Means that there is no swap memory allocated in this machine.
Okay.
So I think by default, AWS has disabled the swap area. By default, they have disabled it. You need not to do it explicitly. They have not provided the swap area.
Yeah.
Okay. Now installing all the Kubernetes cluster, everything, all right, you need to do as a root user. So the first step is that switch to the root user. Root user in all the 3 servers. And then the second step is that install the Docker actually. Install the Docker also. So for the Docker, so this is a curl, this is a command which is used for downloading this install docker.sh file. So come over here. So I have already switched to the root user. Just run this command. So it's ls. You could see that this is the file you have copied it. By using curl command, you have downloaded that. So similarly, go to the worker node 1. Here also you switch to the root user, right? And then run this command. Sorry. Go here, copy this command again, and come to here and run it. So again, similarly, go here in the worker node 2. This is a worker node 2. Switch to the root user and then execute this command. So curl command, you're trying to download this file from this site actually. That's what the curl command is doing. So curl command is downloading this file from this site. So if you see here, you already downloaded this install docker.sh, this file. So you can run this script by using this sh space install -docker.sh. So execute it, run it. It means that you're installing the Docker now. The latest Docker version you're installing. So come over here, again, you do the same thing, sh and specify the script name. So if you do an ls, sh install docker.sh, right? Here also sh install docker.sh. Install docker.sh. So you're installing the Docker actually. First. Okay, I think the installation is going on. Here, come over here. Okay, I think it's almost done in the work in the master node. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is done. So yeah, what about in the worker node 1, worker node 2? Is it done, guys? Let me check. It is still going on in the worker node 2 also. It is going. That's fine. What about in your worker node 1? Yeah, it is still going on in the worker node. In the master node, it is done. So let me clear the screen and execute the command docker-fn version. Can you see the Docker version is installed and it is having a version 24.0.2. This is the version, latest version, which is there that has got installed. Coming over here, here also it is got installed. You can execute the command docker-fn version, docker-fn version, or else you can even execute command docker info. So if you are executing the docker info, if this command is getting executed successfully, it means the Docker is installed. So coming back here into the worker node 2, here also the same thing. If you execute the docker, so Docker is installed in all the 3 nodes, correct? Now the thing is that actually it is always better to log out and log in actually. Means log out and log in. Always it is better that to log out and log in. Okay. So before doing that, what I will do, I'll just say host name CTL, set hyphen host name. So I'll make this as a master node. So same command I'll use. So I'll come over here. I'll make this as a worker node 1, like something like this. Okay, same command I will make it as a worker node 2. So instead of 1, I'll make it as a 2. Okay, so let me log out from every server. Okay, I'm just literally logging out. So I can do exit, or else I can do a control D. See, control D. So you have control D will kill the shell actually. Okay, so now it means that I have logged out from all the servers. So I need to again log in into the server. So click on the master node, copy the public IP, go to your downloads, open the putty, load this Ubuntu, and then like give the public IP, just log in. So you're logging in, switch to the root user. See, now the host name is master node. Same thing, come over here, copy this, the public IP, go to your putty session, load this session, and just paste it the public IP of worker node 1, open it. So switch to the root user. Now you could see that your machine name is worker node 2. This is the host name now. You can even execute the host name command. See, this is the host name. Same thing with your worker node 2. Copy the public IP. Come here, open the putty session, load the Ubuntu session. Just paste this actually, public IP of the worker node 2, open it, switch to the root user. So you are having all these 3 server guys, master, worker node 1 and worker node 2, correct? So you have installed the Docker, so it is fine. So everything is done. So third step is exit from all the 3 servers and re-login again. Okay, fine. Now what you have to do that you need to now follow the installation of the. Now coming back here, if you go to the documentation here, so here you have installed the container runtime. It is not, but you have installed your Docker. Fine. Now you're saying that by default the Kubernetes uses the container runtime interface to interface with your chosen container. So I need this one. Okay, man. Go. I don't think I'll come over here. Or before that, see, he's saying that to install the container runtime. From here we went to this page. Okay, let me close this because I don't need now. So I went to this page. From here, I went to this page, right? He's saying that to install the container, I choose the Docker engine, right? To install it. Now, if you come further, is there anything he's saying? Oh, he has given some note actually. See here. So whatever I was saying now, same thing it is written. Kubernetes release before 1.24 include a direct interaction with the Docker engine using a component as a Docker shim. That special direct integration is no longer part of the Kubernetes. This removal was announced as part of V1.20's V1.20 release. You can read the check whether Docker shim removal affect you to understand. So he has given this document. This is what you have to read it. So if you are running a version of Kubernetes other than 1.0, check the documentation for the version. So, and again, he's saying that, okay, go and install with network plugin requirement. Or he's saying something, okay, we'll revisit this again. He's saying that C group driver and all. I think it is not really required for the for now. Okay, but still he has given the documentation. So you might ask, Rajesh, do you have to go with other things and all these things you have to go? Not really, don't need it. If we are facing any issue, it means that if you are facing any issue, then we can revisit again. As of now, not required. It means that you have to only worry about this part only. It means that you install the Docker engine. Yes, that is fine. Okay, now any other thing is required? Not really required. So let me do one thing. Let me close this also. I don't need it. Okay, fine. So it means that I have covered this point. So to run a container pod, please install the Docker. You please install a container runtime, which you install the Docker container, the Docker engine. We have installed it. Okay, now next is what is. So he's saying that by default install the Kubernetes container runtime. Okay, I'll open this. Okay, so he says that actually container runtime install it. He says that, okay, the container runtime is a software that is responsible for running container fine. The Kubernetes supports the container runtime, blah, blah, blah. He's saying implementation of the Kubernetes runtime. So he's given a link. And if you come down, he's saying add-on, DNS and all. So many things he's given, but that is why I don't need it. So what I would suggest that, hold a second. So this is a Kubernetes component, but we went to this place, right? This is the place, right, where we need a container runtime. So he's saying that you have to go to this documentation. So here, click on it, do a right click and open to a new tab. Okay, this is what the runtime is saying, that you need a Kubernetes runtime. And if you come down here, he say that you need to follow the CRI. Okay, you need to follow the CRI. Let me go with the CRI Docker-D. Where is the CRI Docker-D? You don't have the CRI, right? You have a CRI Docker-D. Okay, hold a second. So container runtime. You have said you could see that there's a CRI Docker-D is there actually, an additional service CRI Docker-D. So let me open the CRI Docker-D. Sorry, I think I went there. So I'll open this documentation. Okay, so because I need to install the CRI Docker, for the Docker, you need to have a CRI Docker-D. This is what the container runtime interface I needed. So I opened this documentation. So it took me to the GitHub where the CRI is. So it is maintained by your Mirantis. Can you see here? It is maintained by Mirantis. If you come down here, they have given the steps here. So what it says here that, okay, to install the CRI, you need to always be as a root user and you need to install all these steps. He is giving it very clearly. Okay, so Rajesh, what you have to do? Do you have to install all the steps in all these 3 nodes? Yes, sir. We have to install it in all the 3 nodes. So you have to be as a root user also. That's what he's saying it actually. So any other thing we need to follow? Not really required. Okay, this is fine. So I need to install the container CRI Docker-D. So that is a CRI container runtime to install. So this is the steps actually. So I can copy paste this, and you can go to the documentation, say that. Okay, install the CRI container runtime interface in all the nodes and all the 3 nodes. So execute below steps. That's how it is. So what I do that, you have to just copy this command. And you have to be root user. That's what he has mentioned. Copy it, go to your master node. What I will do, I will execute this command in all the 3 servers. So I'll just copy this, come over here, copy this command, run, and come over in this third server, one node 2, worker node 2, and copy this. So I'll be parallel doing executing all these commands and everything, because if I start executing everything in one server, again I have to do it. It will take time actually. So copy this command, come here to the first server, that is on the master node, execute this. Same thing, execute this. Same thing, execute this. Go here,
What is that step, sir? Change mode plus X.
Plus means you are giving a execute permission. Plus X
Okay.
means execute permission.
Okay.
Yeah. So you are see now after giving execute permission, you're using /. So you're running it, you're installing it. So what is basically this steps is doing? This step is basically installing your Go language, actually, your Go software, right? So that is, it is installing and it is setting, right? So it has installed, you have execute this command, come over here, again run this command, and in the worker node 2 also go here and execute it. Okay, but here it has completed the execution, but you could see that he's saying that run this command. So you can just blindly copy this and execute this command there itself, like this. Okay, same thing, come over here in the worker node 1, it is completed, but he's saying please run the source command. Okay, no problem, I'll execute this command. That's fine. Run this. Here also same thing, run this. Done, sir. Okay, now coming back here, so I'm following the documentation, and he is saying that source of this .bash_profile. Okay, I will do that also, no problem, I don't have any issues. So I'm running this command. I mean, even above also did the same thing, same below also the same command on this. Nothing, both are same actually. You are giving a complete giving a complete thing actually. Source root.bash_profile.
Profile spelling, sir. That's profile spelling is mistaken. That's why error is come.
No, what a second. Correct. So if you open this file, okay, vi/root.bash_profile. Yeah, so here is already there actually. So here also, if you go to the node 1, that one master server /root.bash_profile. So same thing is there actually. So he's saying to execute the same thing. So what is the documentation? This one. Okay, go to the worker node 2, execute the same thing. Fine. After that, you can go here. You can go. You have to do a CD to the CRI docker-d. So there's no directory. And if you go to the documentation here, to get this CRI docker-d, here he has used this git clone, and he's saying that okay, clone this actually. So you can clone it. It means that you want to clone it. You need to have the CRI docker-d directory. So copy this command, the whole git command, and I can even place it here also. So before this, what I have to do that, you need to have this step. So let me copy this step, right? And then like execute the same step in all the 3 servers. See, you're cloning it. So go to worker node 1, clone it, go to the worker node 2, run that command git clone. I'm just following the documentation, right? Whatever it is there. So now once you have executed git clone, now you know that there's a CRI docker-d directory is there. So right,
documentation clone it, huh?
No, here only in the same documentation, wherever you are having the here only this steps, above these steps, right? Here you have a git clone command.
But this one is
He has already executed before only. After that only he is doing it. Everything.
But the containerization is Mirantis.
No, Mirantis he is giving CRI. CRI need to be installed, right?
Okay.
Container runtime interface that Mirantis is providing for you.
Okay.
So I'm just following the steps. That's all to install the CRI.
Yeah,
Docker is installed, container is installed, but for Kubernetes to communicate to the Docker container, it needs this CRI.
Yes.
So that is what we are doing now.
Yeah. Okay.
Clear. So now what happened? I did a git clone. Now I'm just following the document. You do a CD to this, go to this, all these 3 servers, do this command. CD to docker-d. Okay, I got inside the CRI docker-d directory. So come here, just run. Okay, after that, what is saying, guys? He's saying that create a mkdir bin directory. No problem, I'll create this directory also. So some people might ask, sir, it is difficult, no, sir, you're doing everything. Can we write a script actually? And to do everything, yes, you can write a script and do it, but I would recommend you all to do by manually. Why? Because that when you're executing every step manually, you'll get to know what you're doing it actually. Once you learn everything manually, then you can automate everything by writing a script. But don't do it everything automatically. Don't think about automate at the very beginning, because you need to clearly understand what is the step going on while installing or configuring the Kubernetes.
Okay, automatically going purpose.
For example, suppose you have installed everything fine. Suppose you want to create some 10 Kubernetes cluster environment. You want to create that time, you can automate it by writing a script and installing or running it, or by writing a script and configuring the Ansible, calling an Ansible playbook file to run it in all the servers parallelly. That you can do for automation purpose.
Okay.
So many companies, they do it actually. What they do, right? They will not run like this because it will take a lot of time. So they will write a script, and they've already configured the Ansible, and through the Ansible master server, right? They will write one playbook file and run that playbook file. So that playbook file will what it will do that it will go to that server and it'll try to run that playbook file. In that playbook file, you have mentioned that okay, execute that script what you have written. So in that script, you have written all the steps. So these steps, what happened, it will go and it will deploy it. It means that it will go and install all the softwares and everything what you need to configure as a Kubernetes cluster.
Yeah. Okay.
So that you can try out at your home. Like you can do it if you know Ansible and all, right? You can do it.
Yeah.
So now this step, what you're doing, that you are actually building your CRI Docker. That's what you're running the Go command, Go build. So this will take some time actually. So this will take around 10 minutes of time, 10 minutes, 3-4 minutes of time it will take. So we need to wait for this step to complete. Okay. So we are running all this command, same commands we are running parallelly in your Linux machine actually.
Permissions.
Yes. Some people might ask, sir, I want to, if I'm executing one command, why I'm running the command again on all the 3 nodes? Is there any way where we can? So I think there is one software is there, tmux something, if I'm not wrong. Tmux, tmux. So by using tmux, actually, you can actually, if you execute one time, right, you can execute the same command in multiple terminals. Tmux. So you can go to this. So multiplexer, it means that if you run only one time, it will run in all the other servers also. Parallel, it will run it actually, so that you can do it very faster like this. So some companies use this tmux also. Okay, so okay, we are not doing that. So I'm doing it
open
parallelly.
Source or all?
It's an open source only, everything.
Okay.
Okay, so let me check whether the Go has completed. Yeah, it has completed now. Here also it has completed. Yes, everywhere it is completed. I think it is hardly took 1 minute, not more than that, right? So go here and I executed this. So go and execute this step also. So I'm parallelly executing the steps. Serially, you have to execute all the steps, but I'm doing it in all the servers, right? Go here, run this. Fine, good. After that, what you're doing, go here, run this install -root. Install, okay, go here, run this command, and run this command. Okay, so sorry. After this, copy this, use the copy this line, execute it everywhere.
In last step, what is the use of that step? CRI Docker.
Which step actually?
Install -root.
Install -root. Where is it?
Root. Just before you highlighted that above step.
This is the command actually which you are making. You're making CRI Docker command, right? It is there in the bin directory, right? See, you have created this /user local bin directory.
Yeah.
So under the bin directory, what happened, right? You're installing this CRI
installation.
Yeah.
Okay. Already we installed that file.
Yeah, installed it, but we need to run this step actually.
Okay.
Okay. And after that, we are using the set command. Copy this command, run this everywhere. Go here, system reload. So first day it might take some time to run it, but if you're doing day by day, it means that tomorrow what you will not do like this. You will try to write a script and you will call that script. That script will take care of installing your entire Kubernetes, right? So copy this command, come over here. Usually it will take 15 minutes of time or max 20 minutes, not more than that. It's not because I'm doing one by one, right? And also I'm explaining it, it will take some time. Sorry, come over here and then now we have to install it. Okay. Run this. So now your CRI interface has been executed in all the 3 servers.
Okay.
Master, worker, and worker 2, right? All the steps is installed. Fine. Now, if you come back here and you go back to here, and this is nothing which is not really required. Okay, I'll go here. So I have installed this Kubernetes runtime. So, okay, CRI, I have installed it. Any other thing I need to follow it up? Here is documentation, nothing like that. Okay, I'll close this. Do I need this one as of now? Not really required. So let me close this also. So I'll come back here. It means that you have installed your Docker, you have installed the interface also. So once this is installed, finally what you have to do that, you need to install your Kubeadm, Kubelet, and kubectl. This is the main thing, guys, which you have to install it. Again, do you have to install in all the 3 servers? Yes, you have to install in all 3 servers. Come here. So what you're doing that, step number 4 is okay. CRI. So step number 5.
5.
Yeah, 5, you need to install the whole Kubeadm kubelet actually. So you need to follow the commands from the documentation itself. I need to type it everything, so you can just follow from this document. Okay. Now, so what he says that actually one more thing very important is that after you executed or after install the CRI Docker-D CRI interface, you install this one. He is saying that below are the tables for the supported endpoints. So this is a socket interface, guys, actually. So when we are going to we are going to see later actually, because I'm using a Docker engine, and the Docker engine will be communicated by your Kubernetes with the help of a CRI Docker-D. So you need to use this socket interface. This when we are using, I will tell you later on. But remember that this is the socket interface, we need to use it actually. Fine. So I will come across with this later. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me go ahead with installing all these 3 components. Okay. And if you come down here, he has given it very clearly that you want to install it, you need to go with a Debian based distribution, you have to go these steps. You're going with the Red Hat, means go with these steps, or if you're going with any other package, go with this. So since I'm using the Ubuntu, I have to go with the Ubuntu based distribution. So click on this. So here he has given very clearly. So just run this command, sudo apt update. So try to execute this. So let me run this, not here. I'll come outside from your click Docker-D directory. I'll come out from here. So I'll be sitting outside and I'll be running all these commands. So let me come out from here, and also let me come out from here. You can run anywhere, but better to be on the root itself. Okay, fine. So what is the command, guys? Sudo apt-get update. Okay, no one thing. I'll go to the master node, run this command. I'll go to the worker node 1, run this command, and I'll go to the worker node 2, run the same command. Okay. Okay, that is run. So now you are installing some transport-https, CA, curl command and all. I think most of them have already installed it, but still, okay. Just copy this command, go into the worker node 1. Sorry, go to the master node, run it. He might say that CSRT is already installed, the newest version, curl is already installed. This is also already installed. Okay, all these are installed, but still, okay, fine. I'll not take risk, so I will go ahead with running all the commands. So I will go ahead running with the same command everywhere, even though it is installed, it's saying, but still, okay, I don't want to take a risk actually. I will go and run this command in all the nodes. Sometimes if some package is missing, that will get installed, right? Otherwise, if you assume that it is all installed, means if it is not installed, then the further steps might fail actually. That's what you don't take any risk, just blindly copy paste everything and execute it. So now he's saying that you need to download the Google Cloud public signing key. This is what the issue we faced in the last class. Even though this command got executed successfully, but the Kubeadm install, kubectl and all which didn't get installed because of this Google Cloud public key. Because of this issue only, last time we were facing issue. But okay, this time it will go fine. So I'll copy this, come over here, I'll clear the screen, run this command. Okay, same thing I'll do here, run this command. Same thing in the worker node 2, execute this command. Fine. Then after that, what is saying? Add the Kubernetes apt repository. Okay. So this I will copy it completely. This command, copy it, come over here, execute this command. Okay, come over here, execute this command. Same thing, come over here and execute this command. Fine. After that, what he says that now you have, he's saying that again you update the cluster. Again, sorry, again you update your package actually. Sudo apt get update. Run again the command, same command. Okay. So run this command again. Good.
In this step only we face
Yeah, this step only because because we use some older version, right? That's what it didn't work actually,
okay.
right? Last time. So now this will now go comfortably, it will go installation now. This will not fail now. So come over here, run this Kubeadm. See, it is installing. So same thing, you need to even run this worker node 1 and even in the worker node 2. Everywhere you have to install the Kubeadm, kubelet and Kubernetes associated. So what the package is installing the kubelet, Kubeadm, kubectl. These are the package you need to install. That is what it is happening everywhere. So it has installed now everything. So here also it has installed now everything. Here also it is installed. Okay, fine. Is there any other steps left? Yeah, this step is left. Okay, let me even run this also. You need not to worry. Yes. Control run this also on it, and this also on it. Okay, so now the kubelet, Kubeadm and all has been installed in all the 3 nodes. Okay, fine. What else is required? Okay, configure the C driver, C group driver is there. Okay, fine. Do you want to really install? No, man, I don't need to install now all the things. I presume that is all installed. Is there anything step I have to do? Nothing, sir. What else is saying next? He's saying, sir, go and using a Kubeadm create a cluster. Okay, now I have to create a cluster. So I can open this document now. Open the document now. So he said the creating cluster of the Kubeadm command, right? Now it is there, fine. So he's saying that to configure the Kubeadm is already installed. I need not to install it. Okay. He's saying to install it. But what happened that you can run a Kubeadm init to initialize the Kubernetes cluster. Okay. So now what happened, right? Now the real stuff comes. So now you need to follow some basic steps now, right? Right. Now, if you run the command Kubeadm, see, if I execute the command cube and if I do a tab, see, can you see here? There's a command, the kubelet, kubectl, and Kubeadm. So Kubeadm is a command. And then he's saying init, he's saying init. So that's what the document says, that you have to initialize it. Means that you need to run this command in your master node. Kubeadm init. It means that you're initializing your Kubernetes cluster. But here, what happened, right? Earlier, what you did, right? Whenever you are installing the Kubernetes, right? Whenever you're installing the Kubernetes cluster, you used to just run Kubeadm init and it has to get executed successfully. But here what happened, right? Because you are using a new container interface and all, right? CRI interface. Now you need to pass some additional parameters. What are the parameters you need to pass? Can you see here in the same documentation? If you see here, he say that C-FN pod network CIDR. This is what the option you need to pass it actually. Okay. So let me do one thing, or else you can even do like this also. Kubeadm init -FN help. See, if you execute -FN help, he is giving that what are the other options you can follow. -FN pod -network -share. See, -FN pod -FN pod -FN network -CIDR. Where is that option is there? Can you check that? See, -FN pod. Okay, let me check. -FN pod -FN pod -FN network CIDR. Can you search and you see? This is what the option you need to follow. Pass. So -FN pod -network -CIDR. Okay, fine, man. But it means that while executing this command, Kubeadm init, and then saying -FN pod -CIDR network -CIDR, you need to pass some network actually. So some network range you need to pass actually. Because here what I'm doing now, whenever you are installing the Kubernetes also expect you to install the network module also. So it means that whenever you are installing, how the networking will enable, because networking will enable whenever you are installing some network plugins or some network add-ons. So some network plugins need to be installed, network plugin or add-ons need to be installed. There are many network add-ons are there. Like for example, you have a panel. Okay, you have a Callisto, right? Like that, there are many, there are many network add-ons are there, which we use it actually. For in our session, what we will do, right? We will go with the panel network. Okay, so now if I go to the Google and if I say something like Kubernetes panel install, something, if I do a panel install, right? You can go to your installing the fan and network plugin like that. See, installing Kubernetes, the fan and network. So installing the add-ons. Okay, fine. Okay, any other thing is there? Okay, I will go with the installing the fan and network like this. I'll click on this, installing the Kubernetes fan and network. Fine. So he's saying how to install it. Okay, fine. If you come down, can you see here? He's giving a CID range of 10.22.0.4, and also he's also giving the same command. Also is giving. So let me do one thing. Let me have this network range actually. Okay, I'll blindly copy this network 10.24.0.0, come over here, space, double quotes, just paste it like this. Okay, now what I will do that I will run this command, but this will fail. Why it will fail? Because that it says that the CR endpoint, whatever the socket you're using, you are using the containerd socket, but you need to use the CRA socket, Docker-D socket. This is what you need to use. This is what I was saying earlier. If you go to the documentation of it, in the installation of the Kubeadm, I told you, right? Before that, I told you, right? Here, what happened, right? You need to follow this one. It means that you need to always have this socket, actually. So it means that Rajesh, do have to follow. They have to even pass this socket also. Yes, sir. You need to follow this socket also. For that, what is an option you need to use? If you go here, okay, fine. Let this be. So this has executed fine, but still the Kubernetes cluster has not been configured yet because you need to pass this one. It is using this one, but you don't want to use this one. It doesn't work with this one. We have to use this CRI Docker-D socket actually. For that, what I have to do that again, you do a Kubeadm init -fn help. If you see it, can you see some option of the CRI-socket -fn CRI-socket crick socket CRI socket? Where is CRI socket, man? This is the CRI. See, this is what I have to use. Okay, got it. Oh, so Rajesh, it means that I have to even pass that the path to the CRI socket to connect. Okay, I need to pass this option also. Fine, sir, no problem. Let me do one thing. Let me run this command. Plus, I have to even pass this CRI-socket. Okay, take this, copy this command. Okay, space. And like while executing the command, it showed you that this is the socket you have to use here. When you execute this command, it showed that, so this is the socket you have to use actually. Okay, I don't think I'll copy this because you have to use CRI Docker-D sock. This is the option you have to use. Okay, paste this. Now, if you see, guys, if you run this command, now it will configure your Kubernetes master. See, now it will configure. See, it is doing some kind of a pre-flight checking. Okay, very good. This will take some time actually, and then it will try to do many other stuff. Yes. Clear, Praveen? So what you need to do means you need to run this command, sir. Completely, you need to run this. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, I will copy this command completely like this, and I will paste it here in the mark. So what is the command? After installing everything, you need to run the command. You need to run the below command in master node.
After installing a Kubeadm.
Yeah, all the package you have to run this command. Actually, this is the very important, because you are using some special feature, right?
This last one we see in a documentation we discussed.
Yeah, correct. In documentation we discussed, correct. So now you could see that, guys, it has installed. So this has configured your master node. Just to configured your master node. So to configure the Kubernetes master node. Fine. So you have to run this command. Correct.
Only one server.
Yeah, only one server. Because you have to see, you are initializing it. See what you're doing here. You're initializing it. What you're running a command Kubeadm init, and then pass. See Kubeadm init. This is what you have to run. But because that we are having a special feature which is a CRI Docker D, for the CRI Docker to enable and work, right, you need to even pass this option also. Earlier we were never passing. We used to just run Kubeadm init and it is to run happily. But now we need to pass even this also. It is very much required. Because you're using a funnel network, you need to pass this option. If you're not using funnel, if you're using Callisto, other one, this is not required. This also can skip if you're not using funnel. But this is a mandatory. CRI click socket. This is also a mandatory. You need to pass while you are calling Kubeadm init. So now everything is done. Now we say that to Kubernetes, the Kubernetes control plane has initialized successfully. Fine. To start your cluster, you need to run all these commands. So I'll do one thing, guys. I will copy this whole thing and I will paste it here in my notepad because I need this actually. So now he says that to make it run as a master, you please run this. To make it run as a cluster, you need to run this command. So just copy paste this command and run it. See, I execute this command. Okay, I executed this command. See, I execute this command. Execute this command. All these three commands executed. Even I can execute even this command also. All these four commands executed. So what are the commands executed? So only three commands, right? So these three commands I have executed now. Clear? Fine. After this, what I have to do that? Come over here. He's saying that if you have seen the documentation, he's saying that you need to even run a network pod to the cluster. That's what I said. You need to run a network pod, fan and network. So if you go to your Kubernetes, and if you see here, he's saying that. Okay, he's saying that actually you need to install the Kubernetes funnel, right? And if you come down here, there's a step to install the Kubernetes funnel network. Where is that Kubernetes funnel network? Can you see here? kubectl apply installing the funnel for the network pod on master node. So he's saying it actually. You need to just blindly copy this line command and execute it. Only in the master you have to execute it. See, you have to run this command. See, can you see here? It has created a funnel network, kubefunnel created, kubefunnel -shift is created, kubefunnel, everything is created. So what I have to do that, guys? This is the 7th step. So what to do that? You need to install the funnel network model, because without this, guys, Kubernetes will never work. Kubernetes will never work. Will never work without the network pod. Without the network pod. Network pod has to be there. And you can get only through while installing the funnel or Callisto or any other thing, right? There are many other things are there like that. So now once you're installing it, now everything is perfect, guys. Now everything is done, right? So now the first command what I have to run is kubectl get node. Run this command. Can you see here the master node is ready? So this is the first command you have to run to make sure that to check whether the master node is up or not. Now you could see that the master node is ready. So master node is ready now, right? Now, after that, what he has given, I think we have missed it. Like if you go down, when you're running the initializing, when you initialize
Sir,
it,
you
actually.
can paste it 7th step.
Yeah, we have you have executed which one?
Network pod command.
Command, okay.
You can paste, please.
Yeah. Correct. I didn't mention it, but okay, fine. So after this, you execute the kubectl get nodes command. So it has shown that your master node, which is the control plane, is ready in the ready status. It means that your master node is up and running. But now you could see that your worker node 1, worker node 2, it is still not part of the cluster. To make it joined, right? So what you see, what you have to do that you need to run the command. You know that when I executed the Kubeadm init command, right? You know that this is the output of the Kubeadm. At the end, he is also showing that then whenever you want to join any number of the worker nodes by running the command as a root user, so it means that you need to run this Kubeadm join command. So which anyhow we have documented it. So anyhow this command is also there here also. See, so like what I will do that I'll copy this command like this, and I will go to your worker node 1, just blindly execute this command. Here also what he says that actually you need to use this Krixokd. Okay, man, I got it now. So I'll go to the documentation. Here what happened, right? I will add that step. What is that step, guys? -fn CRI -socket space. What is it?
Unix.
Okay. See, like this. This is the again here. This need to be added in Kubeadm join command. See, again copy paste the whole command, right? Just to make sure that, see, I made it to fail. Then you'll realize, then you'll do the changes, then you'll run it again. Now it will work. See, now it is joining the hand with the customer. See, now the kubelet. So no, sorry, now your worker node 1 has joined. Same command I will go and run in the worker node 2.
So now these two nodes are cluster nodes.
Cluster node. So now come back here into the master node. Again run a command kubectl get nodes. Now you could see that both worker node 1 and worker node 2 are. So it is not yet ready. Now if you run again, you will see that it has come to the ready state. See, this is what we needed actually. Okay, this is the command I needed. So I'll go here and I'll just again copy paste like this. So you need to follow how means to join means you need to again pass this option. Clear, Praveen? Any doubts you have?
No.
So this is what the installation, guys. Actually, so we took today a lot of time, right? But what we'll do, right? We will continue in tomorrow's session. So what we are going to do in the next session, in the installation, right? We will be understanding about the next topic. So we will be doing some kind of administration activity, right? Administration activity on Kubernetes. Means what are the other administrative aspects you'll be doing? Like for example, we'll be running like we'll be showing you like what is Kubeadm reset, right? And also like Kubernetes upgrade, actually Kubernetes upgrade. You can upgrade it. Suppose you are having a V1.24 version, you want to upgrade to V1.27. How you have to upgrade? You need to follow the steps to upgrade it. Right? In your today. Within server. Within server, it means that master is having V1. Suppose master is having V1.19. You need to upgrade to latest 1.27.
Okay.
How you do it actually, right? And also, right, we will be understanding about how to write our first manifest file. And of course, there are many commands are there, Kubernetes commands, which we'll be learning actually. Yeah. Okay. So now, we learned today just one command, kubectl get nodes. And after this, what happened that you will be learning about what is a pod is all about and how to write a pod or how to create a pod. Yeah. Right? How to create the pods. That's what we'll be learning in the next class. Right? So here, kubectl get nodes is there. Right? Some people call it as a kubectl. Some people call it a kubectl. You can even set an alias also for this whole command. Oh. Right? Like for example, alias kube node or kn kube node.
Equal to kubectl.
See, then just a kn.
Capital K. Capital K. You mentioned capital K.
No, small k only. Kubectl get nodes. Correct only, no? Yeah. Kubectl get nodes. Okay, yeah. Then what is an alias I've set, guys? So alias kn is equal to something. It's wrongly set actually. Unalias kn alias kn equals kubectl get node like this. Yeah, then you do kn command short, it will show you like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all about, and kubectl -n cube system. Okay, get kubectl get nodes. Okay, sorry, kubectl get pods. So this will show you the pods actually. See, it means that these are the system pods. If you execute the command
Network
kubectl,
pods, huh?
yeah, kubectl -n cube system get pods. See, if you execute the command kubectl get pods, this will show you what are the running pods. So there are no running pods running, right? I have not created any pods, but I want to check the system pods. Already there are system pods are running. So these are all the system pods running. Say kube proxy, kube scheduler, right? HCD,
Default one.
core DNS, API server. These are all the pods which are already running. So I want to check this. Yes.
Default pods, huh?
These are default pods, yes.
Okay.
So you need to run this command kubectl -n cube-system get pods. So this command will show or will display all the default running pods. Clear?
Yes.
So now what we are going to do now, we'll be going through all these things in the next section. So what I will be doing, right? I can stop the instance, or else I can even I can kill all these instance also.
If we kill the instance tomorrow also, this much of long process means
long process. But what I will do, right? I will not show any installation. I will do it myself, and I will when I start the class, right? Always the class will be there. So what I will do now, you can do one thing. Like for example, you say that okay, Rajesh, let me stop all this instance actually. Let me stop actually. I'll stop it actually, because T2.medium is a billing actually.
Yes.
Okay, it will be build up. So it will be billing, keep billing actually. So you can stop it actually. So because if you are under the free trial, it means that still you are under the free trial actually. So then what happened, right? So it is under stop. So let it get stopped completely. Yeah, it is getting stopped. What you can do that you can select this master node. Okay, go to the instance type or go to the action, instance setting. Okay, change the instance type, change from T2 dot to the T2 dot micro. So this will be a under free trial, right? So it means that the billing will not go. Only for the storage, the billing will be there, not for the server. So same thing can change. So that you are, see, now what happened, every hour, 4 rupees will be deducted, right? Because you are having 3 servers. So in 1 hour, 12 rupees will come. But if you change after stopping it, if you change the instance type, right, from your T2.medium to T2.micro, then what happened, right? You will not get that much of billing. Very less will get actually. I mean, if you are really stopping it, you are practicing, if you want to practice it tomorrow, then keeping this server even though for T2.micro for 24 hours is not good, right? And you're not sure tomorrow you'll practice it or not. So either you can go and you can terminate the all servers. Before you start tomorrow practicing, again do an installation, again then start practicing from where you left. Because every time when you're installing, yeah, you will become little bit perfect installation also. That is one.
Okay.
Point.
Now you change the instance type to T2.medium to T2.micro. Then how it is billing?
Billing means what happened if you're in the free trial, T2.micro is it is under free trial actually.
Yeah.
If you're under the free trial, what happened, right? If you're keeping 1 day also, no, not that much billing will come. The billing will be very less. If you're in a free trial, even this will also be free. At least I think that 2 servers will be free. The storage will be free. The third server, the billing will come actually.
Third server. For third server.
Third server, yeah. If you don't want, that's what I don't want this, because I can manage only with the master node and the worker node. I can go and terminate this like this.
Now, okay. Now
I am
in free trial only.
Yeah, you can keep it, but don't keep it. That's what I said, that you can practice everything in master node and worker node. Only with these two servers only you can practice. There are some concepts are there where when I tell you that I need one more service, at that time you need one more server.
Okay.
But when you need that one more server, you launch it and you will go and you will do the same thing, whatever you did the steps, right? All these things you have to do again for that node. And then again, you need to save this Kubeadm join command, because this is the command which needs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you need this command. So you need to save somewhere this command also.
Yes. Okay.
So tomorrow, what you will do that apart from this Kubernetes upgrade, there is something known as a Kubernetes token also. That also you need to practice and I need to take, because that tomorrow you say that Rajesh, I am forgotten this command only, man. I don't know where I have saved this command. Can I still still generate this? See, these are the tokens what you're passing it actually. These are the tokens. Can I generate this token by using Kubeadm? Yeah, you can regenerate the token, use the same token, right? Then you can again make a node to join actually.
Okay.
So this is also another interesting topic actually. Though in the interview they might not ask it, but I have heard from many people that some people are saying that, sir, they're start asking Kubernetes upgrade a lot actually. That is this is a very, very compulsory things which they're asking. Have you upgraded the Kubernetes cluster? How do you upgrade it? What are the precautions you take? Like that they will tell you, right? Those things. Of course, in the next class, we'll start learning from the Kubeadm reset. These three topics we'll be covering in the next session.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And after that, we'll be learning about the pod, how to create a pod, how to write your first manifest file. This will be for next sessions. So today is our day 4. So in a day 5, in a day 6 session, we'll be learning that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then I think I have terminated this one, the second node, and let this be stopped. And I've changed from medium to micro. Tomorrow when I log in, I'll change this to medium and I will make it up actually.
At the time of using.
Yeah, at the time of using, I will change it to medium and then I will make it up.
Yeah, okay.
Is it fun, Praveen?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Chalo, then tomorrow we'll meet and I will let you know the timing. Tonight, I told I will be starting the Azure, but we'll see. If not tomorrow morning, I will start with the Azure, and then like tomorrow evening, we'll have one Kubernetes class.
Yeah, okay.
So that's our plan for tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Chalo, then thank you. I'll stop the recording now.